In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your DJI Action 4 for vlogging. So first things first, power on your unit so we can begin. So the first thing we have to make sure is that you are on video mode. So how do we do that? You can do that by swiping the screen and just make sure you're on video. And now you're going to be in this screen right here. The first thing we are going to set is our resolution. So that's this one right here on the bottom. So slide up and you are going to see different resolution sizes. So for my preference, I like to shoot in 4K, 16:9. But for some people who want to save up on some storage space, you could go with a compromise like a 2.7K 16:9. Never go 1080 because that's going to be too soft. But for this case, we're just going to be using 4K today in 16:9. So for the frame rate, since we are going to be vlogging, we want to avoid shooting in a high frame rate because high frame rates are mainly for slow motion. But since we're going to be vlogging, we want it to be more cinematic. So we're going to shoot at 25 frames per second. And we're going to just click on RS here, which is our Rocksteady. We want to make sure we are on Rocksteady. You could choose Rocksteady Plus if you want to, but that adds another crop to the image. But Rocksteady, I think, is more than enough. So we're going to tap that and then go back and now swipe down. Now our resolution is set and our Rocksteady is set, which is our image stabilization. Now we're going to go through the proper vlogging settings. So tap this right icon over here and now we're in this screen. So first, exposure. We are going to set it on auto because in vlogging you don't want to keep switching settings, right? But this time we're going to tweak some settings here. So you can see the EV meter on this side. Normally it's going to be on plus 0.0, right? So for vlogging, if you wanted to prioritize exposing for your face, I suggest putting it on 0.3 plus 0.3 EV. And as for the range of the auto ISO, I would leave it around 100 to 6400. If you really want to have a brighter image, but then it's gonna compromise noise, you could put it on 100 to 12,800. But for my personal preference, I just wanted to leave it at 100 to 6400. And now we're gonna confirm. And now white balance is we're gonna leave it on auto, just AWB, which means auto white balance. Confirm. So for color, there's only two options. You either shoot normal or D-Log-M. D-Log-M is basically the log profile of DJI, but since you're vlogging, you don't want to use that. I suggest you stick to normal. So for FOV means field of view. I strongly suggest put it on standard D-Warp, because if it's on wide, sometimes it can still have a little bit of distortion, and ultra wide is just too much. It's gonna give you that fisheye effect and your face is gonna look very weird. So just put it on standard D-Warp. It's gonna have like a software effect where it's gonna correct the lens for you and you're gonna appear more normal in front of the camera. So just press OK. And now there are two options left here. So image adjustment. So for sharpness, I like to leave it on -1 because sometimes if you leave it on 0, it's gonna use the in-camera sharpening and it doesn't look good. And as well for noise reduction, I actually played around with this a little bit the other day and I found out that -2 is too harsh. So I like to leave it on -1 and that should do it. Just press confirm. And as for low light image enhancement over here, look at this. If we click it, when enabled, camera will detect low light environment automatically and reduce noise. Only available for 30 FPS or lower frame rate. So for this, it's very weird because if you use this effect, look at this, it's gonna reduce noise, but the motion blur will be very weird. So if you really want to have full auto capabilities, you could press enable, but for me, I just like to leave it on off. So now we're gonna go to audio settings. If you press this icon over here, channel, and then noise reduction for wind. So for channel, you can actually leave it on stereo because for stereo, it's gonna give you two tracks, left and the right. So just in case the audio peaks, usually they're gonna have one channel a lot more quiet than the left channel, or the right, or vice versa. So at least you have a safety track if you do want to have options whether to use the left or the right channel. So for noise reduction, I like to leave it on standard because if you don't want to plug in an external microphone here, better just make use of the software. to help reduce noise for you for the wind. So that's pretty much it. Those are my vlogging settings for the DJI Action 4. I know it's not really that in-depth because I'm just basically using the in-camera microphone and no external parts right now. So yeah, this was just a quick video teaching you how to set up your DJI Action 4 for vlogging. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.